Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome once again. So today in this video we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 3. And the name of the chapter is So What Are You Anyway? Okay, this chapter has been written by Lawrence Hill. Now before I start reading the chapter, children, I just want to tell you the gist of the lesson. Just a short summary that what this lesson is all about. Okay, so this lesson is about racism. Now, what is racism? What do you understand by race? Race is used for people like when we distinguish people on the basis of their physical appearance or their color of skin, like Negroes and Americans or Indians or whatever. Okay, so this whole chapter is based on racism. Now, in this chapter, there is a girl named Carol. Okay, she is flying, she has boarded an airplane and she's going all by herself. She's alone there and she's going to meet her grandparents. And an older couple is sitting right next to her, the Nortons. And this Norton, that husband and wife, are a little inquisitive, are a little unpleasant. They keep asking that little girl about her origin. Means, is she a Negro? Is she an American? Is she a mixed race or this and that? And this really confuses the little child. She doesn't like those questions being asked to her, and neither does she understand, because she's a small child. She doesn't understand the word race. What are they trying to ask? So sometimes we meet people on our way, when we go somewhere. They keep asking us about irrelevant things, and I don't know for what reason they keep asking us that. They want to know what will happen if they know what we are. So the whole chapter is based on this, that that small child is being pestered the whole flight by this couple. They keep asking her irrelevant question: who's your father? What is the color of your father's skin? Who's your mother? How will you color her if you have to color her? And this and that. And finally, she is so fed up of their questioning that she goes to the stewardess and asks her to change the seat. The stewardess, being a kind lady, she understands that the child was having problem there sitting with that couple, so she changes the seat to avoid confusion. But at the end, the little child had to change her seat to stop answering their questions. So sometimes, children, we face these problems while we are traveling or while we are going around somewhere. Okay, so let's see what the lesson is all about in detail. Okay, so here we are. Carol settles in seat 12A beside the window, put her doll on a vacant seat, and snaps open her purse. So the girl, her seat is seat 12A. She sits, the window seat it is, and she sits there and she has a small doll with her. Now, all girls are very fond of dolls and teddy bears and all. So she was carrying the doll just to give her company. She holds up a mirror. She looks into her own dark eyes. She examines her handful of freckles. Now, here, freckles are the small dots. So sometimes you get those small reddish, brownish spots on your skin. So she examines her, sees what she has got on her face, which are tiny spots dotting her cheek. Sometimes you get it here. She checks for pimples but finds none. So she's looking at herself in the mirror and trying to see what all is there on her face. Is she okay, presentable? Only the clear complexion that her father calls milk chocolate. And when she looks herself into the mirror, she only finds that she's looking beautiful, spotless. There's nothing there. And she remembers what her father used to call it is milk chocolate. Milk chocolate means like milk. Chocolate is brownish in color. So her skin color is like that. This is yours, I believe. A big man with sunburnt face is holding her doll upside down. Now, while she was examining herself in the mirror, the other two passengers who were supposed to sit by her, they came. And that man picks up her doll and asks her that this is yours, I believe. He was a big man with sunburnt face. Sunburnt face, when you sit too long in the sun, you get that sun tan. That is why. May I have her, please? Carol says. So Carol just gently says, yes, this is mine. Please give it to me. I'll take it. She had put it on the seat next to her because it was empty. He turns the doll right side up. A black doll. I never saw such a thing. Now this man, instead of just handing over the doll to the child, starts commenting on the doll. He says, a black doll. I never saw such a thing. But he's saying he has never seen a black doll like this. Why is she carrying a black doll with her? Her name is named Amy. May I have her, please? So Carol very kindly, very politely tells the doll's name is Amy, and please give it to me. Don't hold her like this by the leg upside down. Okay, let's move. Henry Norton, cries the man's wife. Give the doll back this instant. And now the wife's also come in the picture, and she's getting angry with her husband that he's holding the doll like this and asking funny questions to the girl. So she instructs her husband to please hand over the doll to the girl. Carol tucks the doll close to the window. So she takes the doll, Carol takes the doll, and she puts it near the window. The man sits beside Carol. The woman takes the aisle seat. Okay, so the woman sits next to him. The first, so near the window, Carol is sitting, then Mr. Norton is sitting, and then Mrs. Norton is sitting. Don't mind him, the woman says, leaning towards Carol. Now this lady is a little gentle kind, one. So she is saying, please don't mind him. Don't mind that my husband was holding your doll like this and asking, oh, what are you doing with a black doll? I have never seen such a doll. Just don't mind him. Excuse him. By the way, I'm Betty Norton and he's my husband, Henry. So the lady's name was Betty and the husband's name was Henry. The man next to Carol hogs the arm set. Now hogs means we have that arm set in between the two seats now, where you can put your hand for rest. Now he so without thinking, he just covers the whole arm, and he doesn't allow Carol to put her arm there. So hogs. And he keeps looking at her, and he is angry about something. I don't know for what, that her wife has scolded him or whatever it was. The stewardess passes by checking seat belts. Everything okay? So the stewardess comes in and she asks all the passengers that everything is fine. We are about to fly. So please check your seat belts and on. May I go to the bathroom? Carol asks. Now, before the flight was about to take off, the child, Carol, she just asked the stewardess that can she go to the bathroom? Do you think you could wait? We are about to take off. So the stewardess said, no, beta, can you wait a little? We are about to take off. Udne wale hain, to abhi it is not very advisable to go to the washroom. So she says, okay, fine. Carol looks out of the window, sees the Toronto airport buildings fall behind and wonders if her parents are watching. Say goodbye, she instructs Amy, waving the doll's hand. Say goodbye to mom and dad. So she as the aeroplane was about to take off, she looks outside the window and she couldn't see her parents, but still she's assuming that her parents are waiting, looking at her, that the flight is about to take off. So she just instructs the doll to say goodbye to mom and dad. The engine charges to life. Her seat hums. They taxi down the runway. Taxi down the runway, they move on the runway, they start moving. She feels a hollowness in her stomach. Hollowness in her stomach, because when you go sit in the flight and then the plane is about to move, then you get that emptiness feeling in your, that okay, now the plane is about to be airborne. So you get that feeling in your stomach. Okay, when this. Wait, beta, this half has gone that side. Okay, here we are. When they lift into the air, her ear plug and stays that way until the plane levels out over the pillow of cotton. So she has her earplugs are there in her ear, and she removes it when they are on the when they have flown, not gone up, and they are stable. Okay, they have attained an height. They burn as bright as the sun. She's talking about the clouds here. So that is what the other side of the clouds look like. So she's admiring the view outside the plane. Excuse me, the man is talking to her. You can go to the bathroom now, So Mr. Norton, as he could control himself, just sit quietly there. He is poking the little girl, and he's telling her that now you can go to the bathroom if you want to go. No, that's all right, Carol says. So Carol said, no, fine, I'm fine. I don't want to go now. Traveling all alone, are you? Then again, the next question is asked, traveling all alone? Kya tum akeli travel kar rahi ho? There's no one with you? Carol swallows with difficulty. Swallows means? Nigalte hai na jab Okay, so she didn't answer. Okay. Where do you live? He asked. Don Mills. Oh, really? He says. Were you born there? So he's not satisfied with the answer of one question. He's just asking, keep asking one question after the other. So where were you born there? Yes. And your parents? My mother was born in Chicago and my father was born in Toucan. Okay, so she tells, okay, your parents were where? So one is from Chicago and one is from Toucan. And you are going to visit your grandparents? She nods. So every answer, every question, she's giving an appropriate answer. But she doesn't like answering, but because he's an elder man, so she answers. And your parents let you travel alone. And he's asking, and then too, your parents have asked you to travel alone. It's only an airplane ride. And I'm a big girl. So now she gets irritated by all these questions and say, okay, it's an airplane ride. I'm a big girl. I can travel alone. I know how to travel. The man lowers the back of his seat. He whispers to his wife, no. Carol hears her whisper back, you ask her. Carol yawns, holds Amy's hand and goes to sleep. Now he wants to know something, so he was doing small talk. Small talks mean जब बड़े क्वेश्चन पूछने के लिए छोटा सा क्वेश्चन कोई आगे पीछे पूछ रहा है so that you get acquainted with him with her, है ना? So he really wanted to ask something else, but he was asking all these questions: where are you from? You're a big girl or not? Where your parents are? Why are you traveling alone? So he whispers to his wife. He's asking his wife, should I ask her? So the wife says, you go and ask her. So Carol knew that he's about to ask her a question, so she dozes off. She pretends she's going to sleep. So she yawns, holds Amy's hand, and goes off to sleep. The clinking of silverware wakens up. Clinking means the noise made by silverware. Silverware means the utensils. Maybe they are going to serve the meals. So bartan uthane ki awaaz. But she hears the man and the woman talking about her, so she keeps her eyes shut. And when she realized that they are going to serve meals, but still she could hear that those two people sitting next to her are talking about her only. So she keeps her eyes shut. That she knew that the moment she's going to open her eyes, they're going to ask her questions. I don't know, Henry, says the woman. Don't ask me, ask her. So the wife is telling him, mujhe nahi pata what you are asking me. When she wakes up, you ask her only. I'm kind of curious, he says, aren't you? Curious means I want to know what the answer to my question. I want to know that. Carol can't make out the woman's answer, but then she hears her say, I just can't see. It's not fair to children. I don't mind them mixed, but the world isn't ready for it. They are neither one thing nor the other. Henry, wake the child and see if she wants to eat. And after the husband say, I want to know this answer, actually the answer was they wanted to know which race did she belong to. So the lady is trying to tell that Carol cannot make the, but then she hears her say, I just can't see. It's not fair to children. Means she can't imagine why people talk about race. Why do they have mixed marriages? Means supposing one is father is an American and the mother is an African or a Negro, then the children will be obviously of the mixed race. So she says, I don't know why they get married in mixed race and then they have children of mixed parentage, and then the world isn't ready for it. But the children are not accepted by the society. Nobody looks at them nicely. They are neither one thing nor another thing. Now this is bad, beta. Neither one thing. People, you don't use things. They are persons. They are living beings. So these two the couple is talking about her as if she is some non-living thing. They are neither one thing nor the other. Henry, wake up the child and see if she wants to eat. Then she says, okay, let's wake up the child and see if she wants to eat, and they are serving meal now. When the man taps her shoulder, Carol opens her eyes. I have to go to the bathroom, she says. Now, when the man taps her on the shoulder, he tries to wake her up, and she opens her eyes, and then before they ask her anything, she says, I want to go to the bathroom. That's the excuse she has. Okay. But they're going to serve the meal, the man says. So the man said, no, beta, no, just now we are going to get the meal, so you better eat your meal first and then you can go to the washroom. Henry, if she wants out, let her out. She's only a child. So the lady gets angry on her husband again and she says that let her go if she wants to go to the bathroom. She's only a child and you're stopping her from going to the washroom. Please let her go, let her pass. She is definitely not a child. She's a young lady. So the husband said, no, just now she said she's a big girl. So she's not a child. She's a young lady. He's sarcastic about the comment. Once in the ISIL, Carol realized she had forgotten Amy. So when he let her, the husband let her pass, and she came out into the passage between the seats. She looked around and she said she doesn't have the doll with her. Henry Norton hands her the doll. There you go. And don't fall out of the plane now. There's a big hole down by the toilet. Now here again, the husband is trying to taunt at her, that he's telling her that please be careful in the washroom. You have a big hole in the toilet. You just don't drop into that. There is not, Carol says. There isn't any such thing. So Carol knew she must have traveled alone before also. She's saying there is no big hole there and I'm not going to fall from that hole. So please don't talk like this. She heads down the ISIL with an eye, one just in case there is a hole after all. She was a child and she was a bit afraid. Okay. Coming out of the toilet, Carol finds the stewardess. Excuse me, miss, could I sit somewhere else? So when she comes out of the toilet, she found the air hostess or the stewardess there, and she asks that stewardess, can you please get me another seat? I want to sit somewhere else. The woman frowns. Why? Frowns means she doesn't like, she doesn't like that Carol is asking her to change her seat. So she's, why you want me to change your seat? I don't like the window. So Carol just says, I don't like the window. I don't want the window seat. I want to sit somewhere else. Is that it? Is that the only reason? So she says, is that the reason? Normally people want to sit near the window only, So she says, is this the only reason? So Carol said, well, yes. So she didn't really tell that she didn't like to sit with the Nortons. I'm sorry, but we don't have time to move you now. We are serving a meal. Ask me later if you like. So Swedish politely tells her, beta, just now we are serving meals. Everyone has plates and everything in their hands, so I can't make you sit somewhere else. So when we have finished serving the meal and people have eaten, then please ask me and then I will shift you somewhere. Okay. After Carol had eaten and had her tray taken, the man says, what are you anyway? My wife and I were wondering. Now after they have finished, everyone had finished eating. So the man goes back to his questioning. He asks her, what are you anyway? What are you anyway? Means what, tum kya ho? है ना, ऐसे थोड़ी ना कोई किसी से पूछता what are you, who are you, okay, fine, but what are you? My wife and I were wondering, tum kya ho? Carol blinks, sees the man's clear blue eyes and drops her head. What do you mean, she says. Then she doesn't like the way he was asking her question, what are you anyway? Na? Tum kya ho? What does he mean by that? You know what you are, what race? So then he tells her, okay, clearly that I want to know which race you belong to. Carol's mouth drops. Race? What is that? She doesn't understand. Yet, she sensed that the man is asking a bad question. Now, children normally do not understand these things. We normally don't tell them at a tender age, distinguish them that you are a Negro, beta, people will not like you, white people will not like black people, something like that. Or you are poor, rich people will not like you. Or you are dark in complexion, stay away from the fair complexion one. We don't normally tell children all these things, so that when they go out in the world, they are treated equally. If something is there in your head, black, white, yellow, short, rich, poor, then you keep thinking over those things, then that is not normal. So that is why here she doesn't know what is that. She doesn't understand what race, matlab bhagna kya, Yet she senses that the man is asking a bad question, but in her sixth sense is telling her that this man is asking her a bad question. It's not a normal question to ask. She wishes her mom and dad were here. They could tell what race meant. And then she thinks, why am I traveling alone? If my mummy or my daddy will have been with me, they could have answered this man properly and told them what race I belong to. Okay. The doll of yours is black, Henry says. That's a Negro doll. That's race Negro. What's your race? So the man understood that the child has not understood his question, what race, what are you? And so he gives her an example. See how bad he is, huh? Now, heartless man he is. He says, the doll of yours is black. Tumhari doll kali hai. That's a Negro doll. So that is why we say it's a Negro doll. Negro कहते हैं जो लोग black, dark complexion होते हैं. That's race. इसको race कहते हैं. Race is a Negro. What's your race now? What is your race? तुम क्या हो? The question still confuses her. Put it this way, the man says, what is your father? So still she doesn't understand. And then he tells her that, okay, I will put it another way. मैं दूसरी तरह से पूछता हूँ तुम्हें question. What is your father? Now you tell me how your father looks. है ना? Is he a Negro? Is he American, Britisher, Indian, whatever? है ना? So घुमा फिरा के सारे questions उसके घूम फिर के उसी point पे आ रहे थे. He wanted to know which race she belonged to. So here we stop. Okay, we'll do the next part of the lesson in the next video. Children, please go through this video once or twice, and if you have any difficulty, you can ask me when I share the video in the class. So bye for now. Meet you in the next class. Bye everyone.